Hi, hello everyone. My name's Mr. Fruit, and welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode 170. In today's episode, we discuss what do we?
Medical issues. I had medical
Yeah.
issues. I had
Rob
like
has
bumps,
issues with medical issues.
and I ain't fixing them. I ain't
That's-
fixing shit.
That's very obvious.
Also, Rob is jacked as shit.
Rob's
True classic
yoked.
shirt. It's true classic. I
Yoked.
don't know if true classic is a
Stay-
happy to say it's a
stay
true
humble,
classic.
Rob. Stay humble.
I have an update on my jaw situation. I give completely spoiler-free brief overview of my thoughts on Antman and the Wasp: Quantumania. I think that's what it's called. We have some Q&A. We discuss League. We discuss other things, as we always do. So stay
League is my new
tuned
best friend.
for all of that and more in today's episode.
When you're young, spring break is all about what you take off. As an adult, make it about what you're putting on. Loungewear anywhere from poolside to inside in a new Tommy John loungewear. Tommy John loungewear, pajamas, and underwear have dozens of comfort innovations like luxurious soft tri-blending and micromodal fabrics with 4-way stretch. Tommy John sent me their lounge shorts, and let me tell you, not only is it best to wear outside, you can also wear them inside when you're lounging. You can wear them on the go and also wear them inside. The Arctic colorway is also my favorite. Shop Tommy John's colorful new spring designs at TommyJohn.com/GG and get 20% off your first order. Save 20% right now at TommyJohn.com/GG. See site for details. This podcast is brought to you by Manscaped. Breaking news, Manscaped is now selling beard products. Not only can it help the beards out there, it helps me trim my little mustache and keep it nice and tame. This kit is about to change your life. The Beard Hedger Pro Kit has made it easier than ever to craft your signature look. This kit will take your facial hair anywhere from Gandalf to totally bare. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code GG at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and using code GG. The Manscaped Beard Hedger Pro Kit, the premier solution to face grooming.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode 170. We can no longer be further from the next 69th episode. This is as far as it gets.
That's not true.
Until we're 69 episodes farther away, then it's like we're back.
See, for me, this is like Christmas, you know, and I would just keep the Christmas tree up or the 69 gag up because at this point, you know, it's coming around. So why bother taking it down to put it back on? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I mean that works for Christmas, but like for me, it's like, you know, I think we gotta be a little closer before I can start making the 69 joke again.
Can I tell you guys a 69 story
episodes.
actually that happened to me like maybe a week ago that I forgot about?
Go on, Rob. Tell us about your 69.
So I go to Five Guys.
No.
Okay, this is like a true story.
No.
Yeah. I know, yes. A 69 story. So I go to Five Guys, okay, and I'm walking in simultaneously with a couple, okay? This obviously doesn't seem like a big deal at the moment, but it comes to be a big deal.
Effort. I love
Is this your three-way story?
So we walk in, and they get to the door first, but it's like I almost kind of like open the door like for them, so like they can go in first. Like so, it's like wow, polite thing. And I thought like they would be like, oh, like you can go in front of me, like type of thing at the line because you opened the door for me and you were there. Like it was almost like a trade-off type of thing. I thought, you know, nah, they didn't even like think about that. So like they start ordering and I'm like waiting and the guy hands him their receipt and I hear him go, all right, your order is 69. And
It could have been you.
they literally just go, oh, like thanks. And like don't even like laugh about it or joke about it. And I literally just go like, oh. I'm literally behind there like
gross.
devastated, dude.
Like, nice.
Devastated. I literally like I crave a 112 or a 69 order number. Has never happened to me ever. And I get order number. He's like, your order number 70. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, I fucking know. Like I know I'm 70. I was really sad about it.
When I open the door for other people, I do the thing where I go in and then I hold it until they can get it. If I'm going to do some sort of a line thing, because I know no one has the courtesy of being like, oh, thanks for holding it. You can go ahead.
Yeah.
Instead of, oh, thanks. Well, now we're ahead of you.
Yeah, pretty much.
So if it's like that kind of deal, yeah, I'll hold the door open until you get there. All right. I'm getting in line because I know you're not going to give me the same courtesy.
Okay. See,
Yeah.
and I just get I get punished.
Yeah. So
But that's a
I've
quick
been
little
burned
69
too
story
many
that
times.
I had. it made me think about it while we were talking about 69.
Speaking of 69, looking big in that shirt, Rob, as we were just talking about.
That's right, Rob.
Thank you to True Classic. Okay,
Yeah.
This is a True Classic.
Oh my God.
True Classic helps you look huge.
Okay, see, the cut is correctly like how a shirt is supposed to be cut, like tight on the arms, nice around the waist, so it's a little like it's like that's how a shirt is supposed to be cut. But like I don't really like a tight around the arm shirt. So like I normally like don't wear it unless it's like an undershirt, that kind of thing. But I was like grabbing a shirt from the podcast and I saw my True Classic there and I went, you know what? I'll wear that. And then I had an itch right here and Blue goes, whoa, like we get it.
Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. Y'all, Rob is looking yoked right now. All right, Rob.
I tell you, I haven't been to the gym in like 6 months.
I couldn't tell.
Doesn't matter. Natural genes, baby. Natural genes. Yeah. See, even Mr. Fruit, the most yak daddy, is telling you, damn.
All right,
Rob.
You want
That's
that?
right. That's right.
That what you want?
I don't put those away.
Right.
Hey, man.
My bad.
Watch it.
Hey, another quick story. I was raging on stream at Destiny 2. I was playing some Lost Sectors.
As one should.
Getting back to my roots, getting mad at Destiny. So like I did this thing where like I took my headphones off and I did like this weird like fucking push thing together, dude. When I tell you I think I ripped my pectoral muscle from my like collarbone or whatever this thing is attached to. Bro, I'm not kidding you. I literally had to take like a 5-minute break just sitting there going like, oh my God, like my pec hurt so bad. I thought I like really messed it up.
Rage fucking dying.
Rage responsibly, Rob.
Oh, dude, it hurt so bad. But my pec is fine, I think.
I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but welcome to your late 20s, boys. And it's
only downhill.
The body's starting to be like, ooh, maybe don't do that. Ooh, maybe don't turn your head. Maybe don't turn your head all the way 90 degrees, big guy. Ooh,
I have a body question. Okay, you guys go to the doctor. I don't. Okay, doctors are expensive. I'm not trying.
I hate you, man.
Okay,
but
randomly my organs. I feel like my organs going like, ooh, like like that kind. Ooh, like that didn't feel normal. Like it'll kind of be like not a sharp pain, but like kind of a dull kind of pain. It'll be kind of all over the organs. You know, sometimes
just all
it feels,
of them. Every organ.
It feels like sometimes it feels like here, and then sometimes it'll be like up here, and then sometimes like even back here.
I'm so glad you asked, because as a qualified medical professional,
I figured it's like my nerves in my back are kind of fucked. So like
if you're feeling in the front, it would make sense. I don't know. It could be a kidney thing. You'd feel kidney front and back.
But like when I pee, it's normal. Like I would figure either like
that's not the only thing that has to do with kidneys.
You also don't exactly have a lot of jiggly organs in your lower extremities, so.
I would say maybe just get a general checkup, because how long has it been?
When's the last time you got a full physical, big guy?
Like so remember like about last summer I got sick and had like food something, and I went to urgent care because I couldn't keep down water, and at that point I was like, all right, like I was miserable, and even for me to be like, all right, like I'll go and see a doctor. He basically did the normal things, and then like I got blood work, and then everything was like normal. And then it was basically like, oh, like come back and we'll do like another checkup. And then I got the bill and I was like, I'm not doing that. So
I don't mean to, scare you, but if you do ever have like full worries about like, yo, what's up with this? You are probably the quickest answer is full body ass out in the wind, giblets flying physical, and you will get every answer you need. Shout out me and Fruit, because we have some chronic illness, and we usually do.
Yeah.
Do you want the honest answer?
Every couple years get
the last time I actually got like a physical, I was probably 17 or 18. For like high school soccer or something.
I feel like you're trying to flex that, but like that's not good.
No, that's like an actual like that's
not
like
good.
Like when I think about it, like that's probably the last time I got like an actual physical.
There can be a lot of problems that by the time you're like, wait, this is a serious issue.
Yep.
Could have been caught way earlier and not have been a problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
But a lot of stuff too, especially as we get older, if you get to that point, might be too late to fix some stuff or stuff like that. Which is why going and trying to be preventative is a good idea. Such, you know, am I going to look forward to it? No, but am I going to get regular colonoscopies when I have to? Yeah, because I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
You
They're
do what
gonna
you
put
got to
something
do.
up my asshole, and I'm gonna say, you know what? This sucks.
It's like every once
Tomorrow's
in a while.
me will be thankful. Today's me,
exactly.
not.
So like
I'm not
last year,
about
I
it,
went
but-
to like a, like, cause I'd get like stomach pains. I'd be like, ooh, like, okay. So I also have like one of those kind of brains where it's like, okay, I never get sick, but when I do get sick, it's like I have cancer. Like I'm like dying. Like I immediately go to worst
Hey,
worst
I'm
case
the same.
scenario.
I am
Been
the
a
same.
pleasure knowing you
Worst
all.
case, yeah. Like I'm literally writing
I'm like,
up my will.
I'm like, oh my god, I only have like maybe 2-3 years left. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I'm like Willow and
hey,
Elvis.
hey,
We just got
Hey,
them.
babe,
They're
how
like-
do you want me to dress you in the will? Okay.
Yeah. I literally go to like worst case scenario. So like I went to like an organ doctor. I forget what, like a gastrologist, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like what's like I go there and like he goes, touches my like, he goes, yeah, like he goes, how are your poops? And I go, like they're okay, like whatever. Like I mean, sometimes they're diarrhea, sometimes they're normal, sometimes they're green, sometimes they're whatever. And he goes, okay. Does this hurt? No. Does this hurt? No. Does this hurt? No. All right, let's go get you like some x-rays. I go get x-rays. Everything's fine. No kidney stones or anything. I don't know why I didn't tell this on the podcast. Maybe I did. And then so like I have little balls on my like body.
We all do, Rob.
Hey man,
No,
don't
like
don't
like
discount
little
your balls
balls in my
man.
skin. Like
Cysts.
they're like lipomas, I think is what the dude called them.
Mm.
But I have one kind of like where like my like side is like right here. Feeling it right now. And that's where like some pain was.
I'll tell you, if
Like,
you're not a video watcher right now, you're missing out.
I was like that ball is like I'm dying.
Rob is
He's
just,
feeling his balls.
That's antimatter in my
man.
like,
I mean,
kidney right now.
This might have to go. This might
So,
have
like-
to go.
so,
This
like, she's
episode
like-
might have to go on the Patreon. Like
she's like doing the like Scantron thing on my stomach, and I'm like,
Let's
What is this, a
let's see if-
test?
let's see if we get. Maybe we'll
She's
see
like-
the gender.
she's like doing it, and I was like, hey, there's like a ball like on my left side here, and they say it's lipoma. Can you just like check to make sure
You
it's
just
not
like go a little more south.
Yeah, she just goes like that. She goes, yeah, it is. And then I go, okay, well, like, how do you know that? She goes, and then like explains it to me, and then like it shows the little ultrasound thing, and I was like, yeah, like okay, sure.
Maybe I shouldn't have asked you to explain. That doesn't make any difference.
So and then like I do all that, and then I get a bill for like $700, and then I literally go into the payment plan. I go, turn it down to the lowest payment a month, and then I go, all right, thanks guys.
But also, first off, peace of mind that whatever it is wasn't it. But
And
also,
also-
if you did more general checkups, you'd have a better feel instead of just going in whenever it's like, okay,
Something's
it's
wrong.
no longer, yeah, like I can no longer ignore it. I got to figure out
I'm
something.
coughing up blood.
Yeah.
And
so-
also, hey, insurance is not as expensive as it was if you're a healthy individual. I am paying $50 a month for mine, so maybe next time when you go get checkups, you know, maybe go with insurance, Mr. Robbie V.
Penalties on my taxes just kind of
That's
come out to
not a
not
pe-
being as much. I mean, yeah, there is. If you don't have
Rob,
health insurance, you pay penalty.
Yeah,
on
you get
your
a
taxes.
penalty for not having all this.
But the you know the last guy that was president made sure that wasn't a thing, so it was kind of cool. But now it is a thing again. So
It's kind of cool, but that's not.
yeah, but that guy was a piece of shit. So
Point is, stay healthy.
So,
point
and
is,
I'll tell
get
you
checked.
point
this:
is, oh,
I will
man.
go get a checkup Q4 of 2023.
All right, that's fair. I mean, the point is,
Why not just
if there's
now?
general,
Because we'll see how it manifests and see. If
Okay,
point is that
again,
there's
a
general
checkup isn't just
concerns.
about a specific. You
yeah, it's just a general. Hey, here's a couple things.
honestly, I give myself a checkup. I grab my balls, I cough, I go, all right, we're good. Like
Rob, because they teach you how to do that at home.
You
Yes,
need-
all of us
I
check
go-
our
I go,
balls,
we're good.
man. Okay,
I
so what
don't-
do you do? What
I
do you
don't
do if
stick
there
a
was
finger up
something
my
there?
ass, though.
What do you do if there was something there? Do you just be like, "Be gone"?
Oh no! At that point, I'd be like,
Be gone, cancer.
At that point, I call my mom, crying, going like, "There's something." Because when I got
Mom,
the hernia,
there's something
I called
wrong
my
with
mom
my
so
balls.
quick. I went, "Mom, I got a hernia. I'm scared."
It's crazy because like Rob does everything wrong, And meanwhile, me and Fruit are like constantly like, all right, gotta get my meds.
Yeah, I am.
Gotta get my meds. Gotta go double check.
You guys have like
stretching.
pill for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
I do
Thursday?
physical therapy. And it's still just like.
I eat 5 small meals a day because my metabolism sucks. I have to take all my antidepressants.
I take the supplements I need to do.
I got my supplements because I have to have anti-inflammatory.
Hey, my hairline
for
is
my
thin,
psoriasis.
right? I don't have it so great. Okay.
And then Rob is over here like
no way. Check this out.
Yeah, like last time I got a physical was when I was 17,
You want this?
I don't know, my hairline's
want?
kind of receding, and I don't know. I got
It's a trade-off, all right.
My
you want this
butthole-
receding bullshit?
My butthole got torn a little bit. My butthole got torn a little bit one
64?
time for a poop, and
Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
When you're young, spring break is all about what you take off. As an adult, make it about what you're putting on. Loungewear anywhere from poolside to inside in a new Tommy John loungewear. Tommy John loungewear, pajamas, and underwear have dozens of comfort innovations like luxurious soft tri-blending and micromodal fabrics with 4-way stretch. With over 20 million pairs sold and thousands of 5-star reviews, people love Tommy John. That's why Tommy John doesn't have customers. They have fanatics. And take me as one of them. Tommy John sent me their lounge shorts, and let me tell you, not only is it best to wear outside, you can also wear them inside when you're lounging. You can wear them on the go and also wear them inside. The Arctic colorway is also my favorite. Shop Tommy John's colorful new spring designs at TommyJohn.com/GG and get 20% off your first order. Save 20% right now at TommyJohn.com/GG. See site for details. Breaking news, Manscaped is now selling beard products. That's right, they've gone from your waist to your face to help you replace that bulky shaver with the new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Manscaped helped you get the golden rod of a Greek god, and now they've created the best tools for you to turn heads with a clean and perfectly groomed and conditioned beard. Finally tame your mane by going to manscaped.com and using our code GG for 20% off plus free shipping. It all starts with the Beard Hedger. This thing is a juggernaut of fixing faces. First off, this waterproof cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths all at one guard, so no more drawers full of extra add-ons. Plus, the trimmer has a titanium-coated T-blade that is tough on hairs but smooth on your face. So get 20% off and free shipping with our code GG at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and using our code GG. The Manscaped Beard Hedger Pro, the premier solution to face grooming.
I would trade my chronic back issues for a receding hairline instantly. I go bald. I wouldn't even need a hairline. I would do that like that. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Dude,
if that was my problem.
Okay.
Which
I hate you.
Now that we're talking about it, I forgot to mention it. Finally went in to see an oral surgeon. Because there's a whole fiasco where
is that what they're calling my dick these days?
That
was really bad. I'm sorry. Go on, oral surgeon.
Morbid.
It'd been months and months because the insurance was like stopping it because they needed to approve to be able to talk to the oral surgeon. Blah blah blah. And they were like, we're not gonna let you because we haven't seen this and this and you do this and blah blah blah. But the thing is, I'd done all of it just outside of their network, specifically because. Especially when it came to dental stuff. My dad's in that industry, so he has friends and stuff. So it's just cheaper to actually go out of network when he has, like, favors and friends and blah, blah, yeah. So I'd already done all that. So we had to keep writing, Claire wrote them for me, like, appeal letters. Like, hey, it's all here. We even have the paperwork and, like, the proof and the doctors and the MRIs, blah, blah, blah. Like, just let me talk to the oral surgeon. Months later, they finally approved it. It was like back and forth. Blah. I couldn't get in touch with anyone. It was stupid. But they finally do. So I set up an appointment. Finally get to see him.
Is this like last week or?
This was 2 weeks ago. It was like pretty much after I'd gotten back from vacation. No. It was right after I got back and felt better from the poopy.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I pooped my pants in the dentist's office, so he doesn't want to do my surgery anymore.
Well, first off, my jaw hasn't felt this bad in over a year because when you're talking about it, understandably, he's got to figure out what's going wrong. But so he is messing with my jaw real hard. My jaw was not happy. But he has to figure it out. He's like, you gotta open as wide as you can. I'm like, I don't want to, man. And he's like sitting there and like digging. And it's like, how's this? How's this? Does this hurt? I'm like, yeah.
He's just doing like smash combos on you.
Yeah, essentially. I was high percent, let me tell you. And so he's like, okay, let's look at this. Oh, here's your MRIs. All right, blah, blah, blah. But so that has messed up my, like, as I'm talking, it sounds like sand. Just like,
That's crazy.
been tough to eat and stuff. It's been pissed off. But, so it's good news, bad news. Good news is I got in. That's where the good news ends. Bad news is it's worse than we thought. And so we're going to have to go to the next, like, tier, so to speak, level of surgery, which now gets to be invasive, but it's still the least invasive.
Invasive by what do you mean? Like
when they actually like cut you open and go in.
Oh. So.
Now this, especially because of like what they're doing and stuff, it's a small cut. But the first problem is, we thought it was only my left jaw, but now it's both jaws because my right jaw has been compensating for my left jaw for 2 years. So now,
like, bruh,
it's not as bad as my left, but now it's bad. And fixing the left, right will still be messed up. So we have to do, whatever the technical term for it is, but they're going to do both at the same time during surgery. So recovery will be a little harder, but they're going to go in, they're going to stitch the condyle, the disc, into the place it's supposed to be, blah, blah, blah. Do that for both sides. And then recovery is going to be pretty rough for a couple weeks. Like, I don't think I'll be able to talk for the first week.
Do they wire you? Okay, that's good. At least
yeah, so I won't be able to talk for the first week. Only liquid for the first week, I believe. Then soft foods for the next like 3. I won't be able to work out for about a month. No physical activity really. And then unfortunately they're like, well, typically you can get back to work within like a week as long as you don't have to talk if that's not your job. And I'm like, well, here's the thing.
Well, doc,
so
I got news for you.
Guess I'll die.
It'll probably be like 2 weeks if everything goes well before I could get back to work.
Are you thinking about making like a catalog, like kind of taking it as almost
something?
Yeah, trying
to. But so that's what I was anticipating. Even if we'd done the other surgery, recovery looked kind of similar. I was mentally preparing for it. I'm like, okay, and I'm waiting to hear back because have to get approved with insurance, but it's either going to be mid-April or mid-May, I think.
Okay.
Where I go for my post or op in like the hospital or whatever, but it's like a day. I'm in and out the same day. Nothing too crazy.
That's crazy. Do you get knocked out from it or what?
Yeah.
Are you just okay? I was like, are you just sitting there like,
no.
like while they're cutting you?
I would die if they're like, we don't have to put you down. Like, put me down. Put me down. I don't want no. And so I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, it was a little worse than we thought, but cool. Like that's. Well, it turns out that was apparently the good news because it gets worse. So the bad news is, after I'm done with that and I heal, I have to go to the orthodontic because my bite is just borked now, completely broken. Because the only way my jaw has been happy, no, it doesn't need me to.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can really just see it when you're looking at my thing stuff. But the way that my jaw has only been not destroying itself, which is why I wear the splint, because it keeps my teeth in a certain bite.
Yeah, it doesn't like it stops you from like really
and it's
going
the only
sideways.
position my jaw likes where it doesn't get pissed and locks and stuff. Well, it's a terrible bite. And so the problem is we have to fix the teeth, otherwise more issues can come up. So I have to get braces. But then turns out the braces are just means to an end, because I have to get the braces to line it up, because then, here's where I didn't realize, I'm getting jaw surgery because I think it's my upper jaw or something, but it's much smaller coming down, and so I have like a really bad cross bite now. And the problem is, if I fix my jaw, or we fix the discs currently, but we don't fix the bite, it's like a temporary fix because what's going to stop it from getting worse or the jaw doing whatever. So apparently, and the hard part is I won't know exact specifics and stuff until we even get to this stage. But he was essentially telling me, and he hopes it's only the top jaw. It could be the bottom jaw, but he's going to go in, they break the jaw, they widen it, and they're going to push it forward. And then I'll be wired shut for like at least a month or something like that. And recovery on that is going to be.
That's what I was like saying. Like, well, at least you don't get like wired shut, because like that sucks. Like that really sucks.
So he was saying something like, it depends on the severity, and if they do both jaws, I could be wired for like 2 months or something.
What's the timeline for this? Like,
I don't know, because I won't know until I go into the orthodontic and figure out what the timeline for lining the teeth up is, and then after that, then it's when we can do the surgery. So not looking forward to that.
Damn, that sucks. I mean,
I'm trying to take it a day at a time.
Hold on, I don't want to add to it. It could be worse. You know, you could, Mr. Fruit, if this was my scenario, I would let my jaw just absolutely fall off to the point where I wouldn't do anything about it. So at least, hey, you're doing something about it.
And then it would turn out his jaw was just sore.
Yeah. Then he goes in, they're like, you just like tried like not talking for a day.
Man.
Like just
have you just tried not talking, man?
So yeah, that's
unlucky.
What I have to look forward to.
We'll keep the podcast going. I promise you that. So that's one thing you do not have to worry about.
Hey, when Mr. Fruit's gone, guess what that means? Guest stars. That's right.
Don't be so excited for me to go.
You'll just be there.
Like, everybody.
Like, what's that guy's deal? Like, oh, he's just here so like people.
Maybe Markiplier or something. I mean, we got a pretty big pull over here. So.
But that.
Hey, I mean, I did win our fantasy football league that Markiplier was in. Maybe I can use that and be like, hey, Mark.
Leverage that a little bit.
Yeah, I won first place, bitch.
But that reminds me of what you were talking about, and then like Blue and I's chronic health issues, because that's the thing too, is because of all this jaw stuff too, there's like 3 other things just on pause that I can't do anything about until I fix my jaw stuff.
Oh, dude.
So it's like once I fix my jaw stuff, then it's back to what's wrong with my back.
That's the worst part. It's because with me, same deal. Like I need to get because I have injections for my psoriasis, right? And they're like, yeah, well, your insurance wants to try something else. And it's like, I don't. Yeah, well, sucks. Well, that's great. Well, now I'm adjusting to all this stuff for 3 months, and I would really like to work out, except I don't want to freak everyone out by having these big red patches when I'm in public. So now I just mentally can't go do those things until my insurance says, hey, wow, this stuff clearly doesn't work. We should go back to the old stuff. That's great, guys. That's just
appreciate that.
Great. Appreciate you guys.
So I'll just not deal with that.
I'll
just die. I'll just die. Because that sounds awful. That sounds awful.
Yeah, but
so I'll just die.
Yeah, but like in my case, the alternative would I wouldn't have worked for the past year and a half.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have eaten for the past year and a half. I wouldn't have. I
would like to work. I would like to do things. I'd like to pay for my. Yeah, so that's crazy. Have you ever thought about just not talking?
Do they have to put in like the after braces? Do they have to put in like the forever braces, basically, like behind your teeth?
I have no idea.
Okay.
That's the thing is that whole timeline is we won't know what exactly it needs to look like until I'm done with. Because the thing is, we have to get the discs happy, so that I can get my teeth happy. Because right now we can't fix my bite because my jaw is just locked and it stops. So we have to get the disc to be happy so we can fix the jaw alignment.
Yeah.
So
then
it's like
fix teeth.
Step 1, the jaw.
Yeah.
Step 2, the bite. Step 3, surgery.
It sounds like how like my teeth were in high school, like when I like busted some teeth, but like times a million, like because I busted these 2 teeth, but like in order to get veneers on them, I had to get braces, and I had to get fake ones put in, ones put in, then get braces, get my because if I had 2 veneers in and my mouth was all fucked, it looked stupid. So like you had to like step by step do everything, but yours is like times a million, dude. I'm sorry, that's Everything will be all right, though. We'll all be here for you, King.
Hey, you know what, Mr. Fruit? No matter what, even if you have to stop uploading for like 3 months, me and Rob will pull out all the stops.
3 months.
We'll
is like
start doing our best
suicide.
impressions of you and just upload on the channel and hope no one notices, baby.
Before I go, I'm gonna upload my voice to that AI thing, the deepfake AI. I'll just
That's not a bad
write scripts for
idea.
my thing.
I mean, I would not be surprised if in the future, like, we just have AI YouTubers and people just flock to that shit.
Well, did you?
All right, real quick.
There was a tweet I saw it yesterday, and I was upset that I found it so entertaining. It was like Elon Musk, Jordan B. Peterson, and like Joe Biden, deepfake AI playing Minecraft. And for whatever reason, it was so entertaining because Elon's sitting there talking about like, all right, guys, so we need to go to get the diamond. We need to, and then like Jordan B. Peterson was like, why are we already going to diamond? We need to do this, and they're going to do the whole. I'm like, I'm out of a job here soon. This is like
it says like it's so funny you say that because I was watching
Joe Rogan's
Biden
like, no, we don't want diamond.
Yeah, Joe Biden and I was watching with Joe Biden and Trump, and they were playing CS, and they were doing a face it cue, and Joe Biden had banned Mirage, or no, Trump banned Mirage and picked Ancient, and Joe Biden's like, Trump, why did you ban like Ancient, like, or why'd you ban Mirage? I hate Ancient. And Trump's like, Joe, he has a 70% win rate and he's carrying his 3% girlfriend. Like, we have to play Ancient. Like, we're not gonna win on Mirage. Like, it's so. And then I thought the same thing. I was like, damn, this is wildly entertaining. Like,
yeah, I was like,
Man, we're fucked.
yeah, that's why I was like,
have you guys heard of like
Fuck.
okay, so I don't know if we really talked about AI. I mean, about like how much it has changed since we've last talked about it. But like, have you guys heard of Chat GPI or whatever?
GPT.
It's something like that, but it's basically like writing kids' like essays and stuff like
Yes.
that. Like that
There's
is what
a whole thing that's it's insane.
we only had Spark Notes when I was in high school. I don't know, but like, is it able to get through like?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing is
it tries to
the
type
chat-
getting around that.
it
you know
types
what I mean?
well it types as if you were writing in that grade, right? So it's like obviously like if you want to have like if you're in 7th grade, right? You can't just be fucking writing like a Nobel Peace Prize tier essay. But the chat is like, a 7th grade middle school chat that would get a high score. All right, let's do that. It's nuts, dude.
Yeah, I'm, and well, and then you have the whole like other thing with like that happened on Twitch with like the Aatrox guy or whatever. That's where like it's really freaky. Like the whole like deep fake AI stuff. That is like having like fun voices and having play Minecraft is one thing, but like the other stuff that's going on with it is fucking terrifying. Like, it's starting to be like, okay, we really are in this point now where like AI is really starting to take over.
We are in
Like,
Blade Runner.
yeah. Oh, don't say that.
We're getting there.
Yeah, it's really, really, really scary. I mean, I haven't really. The only time I ever messed with like the AR, it was like when like Dreamscape AI thing. It was like you can like put like I'd put in like Gunganir, Dragon lore, and it would like make a little like thing of it, and I'd be like, oh, that's kind of fun. And then all of a sudden, people are making like art of like an AI, like making art like a 5-year-old would make art or something like that. I saw this like dystopian tweet, and it was like this dad who's like into NFTs or whatever, and he's like, my daughter just drew these like pictures, and I uploaded them to like an AI machine, so now her art and this AI can learn how to draw like her. And it's like, and then like it was like a quote retweet, and it's like, imagine being a parent and your kids give you a drawing, and that's the fucking thing you do with it. Like I was telling a story, Christian. It was a quote retweet that I saw, and it was a dad getting art from like his 4-year-old, and it was like, just got this art for my 4-year-old. I'm gonna upload it to this chat AI or this deep AI bot art thing, so the AI can learn how to draw like my daughter. And these were the results, and it basically like drew exactly how like his daughter drew pictures and stuff like that, but other like landscapes and stuff like that. I was like, and then the quote retweet was like, imagine your daughter giving you art, and then this is what you like do with it as a parent. Like, just put it on the fridge like a normal person.
Um,
It's been
well, the thing is, like, we're just gonna have to adapt because, like, it's here now.
100%.
And so, like, schools have to now find a way to work with it, because, like, that's the reality. Is now it's like a paper, and they're like, okay, because, like, I've even seen, like, if it'll MLA cite it correctly, it'll
It's
include its own
nuts,
thing. Like,
man.
yeah, it like papers and stuff, easy for that thing.
Super easy.
Like you think it could get past like when we were in high school, we would never
100%.
have
100%.
Yeah.
like
All my
even like
AP
where it's like you
English
cheating
classes
and all
would have just
that.
been like,
Maybe teachers who are aware of it, right? Maybe teachers who are more aware of it, a little more tech savvy, a little more like up to date with like what's happening.
What's the
They
word
could
I'm looking for?
probably
Oh, plagiarizing. Like it wouldn't catch like on any plagiarizing thing that like colleges or like high schools use.
uh, I mean, you could run that through it, like
Right? I
plagiarizing,
guess so.
but
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, it sources information, and so like that is something you have to just watch out for. Is how much is it sourcing? You have to figure that out. But I've seen people like there are people now doing hustles of just like Etsy shops with digital prints of just AI art,
Yeah.
masking it like
Ugh.
normal things. Or I saw a video and it was scary how easy it was. In like 10 minutes, this guy used Chat GPT and an AI art program to make an entire children's book that would be ready to be published in like 10 minutes. And
I
it
mean the
looked like a children's book.
it
Just
is
like
it's tough, but
That's
like
so
you know,
scary.
like that stuff still has errors, right? Like it's still like there's still details that are a little like weird to read. There's still details that can be a little like especially AI art, right? Like if you zoom out of AI art, yeah, it looks perfect, but like the second you start like looking at the finer details of AI art, you're like, okay, this is clearly AI art. With text,
not
it's a
this children's
little.
book though. That's the thing
I
is
mean,
when you go lower on. That's why they're doing children's
oh
book
yeah,
too, is
yeah,
because
yeah,
it's easy,
yeah,
like
yeah,
lower on the educational level. So
for
like he
sure.
made the book. It was like, and the prompt was really just like write me a children's book where
Make me money.
every letter of the alphabet is an animal. And it just that it was like A is for alligator that likes to chomp something something like a whole rhyme, and it went through A through Z, and then he just went in to the AI art thing. It was like kid cartoon panda, and like it's simple enough that like you wouldn't know, and it is like the more detailed you get, it's still at the stage where it's like that looks sus. But the scary thing too though is it's also improving
Oh,
very quickly.
but like it's sus to you, who is somebody who is like very aware of this kind of
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
With a normal like everyday type of person, they would have no clue.
Yeah.
It would be harder. It for sure harder.
Well, I
It's
mean,
basically what I was saying earlier. Like with the talk about the essays, right? Like if a professor or a teacher was aware of this stuff, it'll be easier to catch the minor details that AI often doesn't get correct. But like if you're just like some random teacher who is just like grading an essay, like they're not going to tell.
um, oh, it reminds me of a tweet I saw as well, where I think the thing was just like, or it was a quote retweet of one, and it's like, we're doomed. And the original tweet was, it's like, I showed my, um, Gen Z or no, or whatever the boomer millennia is. I can't remember what it's called.
Like in 1960s, you're saying
But
like
yeah,
our parents.
yeah, our parents, a deep fake, uh, audio recording of Joe Biden. He's saying the
Oh
most
no.
ridiculous stuff,
Just
racist
like
things,
yeah, just like stuff you would
and her
clearly
mom
know.
is like believing the whole thing, and it's just like
Oh
we're done for, because
yeah.
like that's just it. It's like until also people become widely, because that's the thing too though, is like if you didn't know and you
Yeah.
heard that, you're like,
Yeah, there's no
I
way.
can't believe he said that.
Because like all you would have to do is you'd have it perfectly, and then you can kind of make it sound muffled to where it sounds like somebody's recording it like in their
Yep.
pocket or something
Yep.
like that. Like you just have to like change those little things, and it'll make it sound so believable.
It's scary. So Because
Meanwhile,
like
we're just watching
it could
Minecraft
be.
deepfakes.
Well, I just saw it on Twitter and I was like, "What is
Yeah.
this? Why did I just watch that entire thing?" Like it can be used for good, but also the negative implications currently are just so
Oh, totally
daunting.
outweigh.
They're very
Terrifying.
scary. And that's just it. It's like the thing too is it's here. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to disappear. So we have to adapt and move forward with it, which is certainly a
I
scary
have a question.
Yeah.
So you do your own editing, right? If they make an AI bot that you could like make style in your editing and it could cut a video in 10, 15 minutes, would you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, like
My YouTube channel would be back on, boys. 'cause
Yeah. The thing is, it can't. But there
Right now.
already is like an AI program that will go through, and this is more for like more traditional filming.
TikTok, like yeah. Or,
Well, like
okay.
interviews or like that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
Where like
Yeah.
you put it in and it'll immediately cut clips and then cut out
Like
like
the
the
spacing
dead air.
and, like-
Yeah. That doesn't work quite as well with like a video game, for instance, because like game audio is going and your thing,
Yeah.
so it doesn't know. But it's already getting to that kind of step. And
Only a matter of time, I think.
the difference
100%.
where it'll have the biggest struggle is just like that, like humor.
Mhm.
And I think like a certain person's style, but the reality is, I think if like they gave me a program, just like how you can teach art to like mimic somebody, I think I could also like, I feel like if I had an AI study the way I edited 10 videos,
It would know.
you know, at a certain point,
it would probably get relatively close.
right. And if I could do that, then I would, because also it'd be like, okay, that just saved me 2 hours, 3 hours. Now I just get to go back and adjust some things. Like I would do
Yeah.
that in a heartbeat. I would.
Yeah.
Because at that point too, it's like,
I think it's only a matter of time, honestly. Because
the nice thing is it's supposed to be automation, like
Mhm.
taking out the more menial jobs. So that's the reality. It's supposed to be like AI and robots and all that stuff. It's like take out the more menial jobs, so that we can focus more on things we like in arts and the fine arts, blah, blah, blah.
Science, yeah, whatever.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Or STEM jobs or whatever. I think that's.
But yeah, so like doing some of that stuff, I'd be like, that'd be nice.
Did you see because like you said, like I could show it like 10 videos and it would learn. So, did you see like somebody made like a Seinfeld bot and it literally was like making Seinfeld episodes like on the fly, basically?
It's 24/7. Like it's never ending. It's just always going.
And they're just in
It's so
Seinfeld
bizarre.
parody, and it's like perfect. Like it, and then there's like an AI streamer
perfect,
now,
Yeah.
and that it's only a matter of time.
It's bizarre.
The benefit is the human aspect of AI, especially with streaming and content creation. Is it's never going to be able to perfectly replicate the subtle details of lingo, of slang, of how we like joke with each other. But like it would definitely get like it would definitely keep the forest. You know what I mean?
It knows
like,
love now.
Like we like as humans, like we get the trees, right? We understand, like we can understand all the trees, but like the AI, like they'll make that forest. They might not get the trees, but they'll make the forest. You know, so
I'm interested to see what good things can come from it.
same.
Like the Minecraft little thing you saw, that's good.
A little
That's one of the many
automation
good that
too.
can
A
come
little
from it.
automation to make people's jobs easier. The menial stuff, like
Yeah.
Fruit said.
Like I think that's only a good thing. Like taking care of the stuff where it's just like this does nothing except consume time because it's just so like
Monotonous.
yeah, and something that can be automated that like
Tedious.
that somebody doesn't need to do.
Mhm.
But then all the other stuff, that's where it gets, because like I know obviously the art thing has been huge, and Claire past couple of years has been learning how to draw, and she's kind of in that community and stuff, and so I've seen some more of it, and like it is weird and scary and like it's becoming harder to like determine it, and
Yeah.
the fact
I mean,
too,
like,
like that, because like it feels like it breaches so many things. Like instead of commissioning this artist I like, I'm just gonna show this bot 50 of their works, have it mimic their style, and now I'll just get a free commission.
well, like I literally commissioned a Valentine's Day gift for Sydney with an artist that like is awesome. And as I was like commissioning her and like talking about it, I was like, God, there's probably like somebody out there that would have been like, okay, let me take her art and then let me put in my cats and show
100%.
what Sydney looks like,
There's
tell her what
already
kind of like style I want, and I would
already
have had
so
it
many.
instead of like supporting that artist. It was like, and then I was like, that is just so weird to me that is like a thing that people could do right now.
It's a massive business venture right now. Like people will just sit around doing AI commissions, and there's such a weird support of AI artists on Twitter too. Like there's a whole AI artist Twitter.
That's
And
weird.
it's like man, like just like start drawing, man. Like come on, like you do. I don't know. It's the downside of AI is always going to be the gratification without putting any work in, which sucks. But for the entire point of AI was to make it easier, people's jobs easier to do what they do, and so it's the dark side of AI, ladies and gentlemen. We all know it. Hopefully, in the future, we'll get the whole reason why people wanted to AI in the first place. But it is what it is. It's getting spooky though. It's getting really spooky.
But yeah, it feels like it wants to cross that threshold because it was always like, oh yeah, automate things. But then suddenly it's like, wait, now it's dealing with like arts.
Hey, hold on. Hey,
and
hey, yo.
all this other, and then it's like, well, what is? And that's
who
where
let
it's
the
really starting to get. And then it's like, hold up, I don't know.
who let the robot cook?
It's cooking a little too much. So again, like,
Speaking of,
well, just one last point was like, I've also seen some takes of like some artists who are also more measured. Like it'll never replace certain artists,
And it
but
won't.
like some people, he's like, it's easier for me now. For instance, like I use it as a tool, almost as like a mood board to just get a
Yeah.
quick little style for like concept, and then I make my own thing. But like it can be really easy just to get like an idea or an inspiration, and so
almost
like
kind of like a
people
way
are
of
talking like
getting
that.
that like writer's block or artist block kind
Yeah.
of.
So
Or
like
even if like
I totally get that.
there's a specific reference like you have on the tip of your brain, but you're like, man, like I know what it is. Let me type it out, and I can get a pretty close image of what's in my head.
I just like
But
wonder what it's like in school right now. Like if people are like, "Oh, dude, I just like used an AI bot to like make this shit. And I got a fucking A minus." Like, that's crazy.
yeah, write me an A- paper. Hey, we're already getting there, big guy.
Write me B minus paper. That's all I need. All right.
That
Okay.
is
So
the thing is, yeah, like include a couple typos,
speaking of B minus, Mr. Fruit,
Me.
I would love to hear your grading on a movie that just came out recently. That is right now rated the lowest rated Marvel movie on Rotten Tomato.
It's worse than Eternals now.
I believe so. Yes. At this moment, we're recording this on
We're also talking about
Friday.
Ant-Man and the Wasp,
Yes.
Quantum Mania, or whatever.
Yes. It's rated at
spoiler-free
48%
review.
among the critics.
Yeah, this will be spoiler free.
Yes.
The only thing I'm going to talk about is the villain. I won't go into details, but like literally just his name, which you probably know by now. If you've seen the trailer, you know who I'm talking about. So if that's a spoiler for you, just the name of him, that's all I'm going to spoil, then I would skip. But otherwise, I won't spoil anything. Because you guys know me and my spoilers. So when I say I'm not going to spoil anything. So yeah, saw Ant-Man last night. Just immediate take, not that bad. Like
That's good
I
to
didn't
hear.
go out like Eternals. I
How'd
didn't
you
go
out
out.
of Eternals just as a.
I was like, what the fudge did I just watch? I went out of Eternals like Marvel can miss. Like that's how I can
Okay.
This one came out. It was okay. Like if I had to grade it, I don't know, like a 75%, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Like a C plus.
Okay.
Not
But
terrible.
People I just think were expecting more, maybe.
Yeah. It wasn't terrible. Ironically, I think part of why I rate it lower is I enjoyed it, but not so much for even like the main cast. For me, it was mainly the villain, which Kang. I enjoyed seeing more of him and having him more fleshed out. Because for me, that's been my problem. Is like, where are we headed? For me, it was nice to finally see and get an idea of like, what
big
we're
bad.
dealing with and where we're going. Yeah. So that's what I enjoyed the most. The complaints about like tonal stuff all over the place, I get it. It definitely was all over the place. Some jokes hit, some didn't. Some things felt weird and forced, some didn't. So it was all over the place, but also it wasn't like unenjoyable. It was an okay movie. I enjoyed seeing the villain. And for me it was the bigger picture that I enjoyed about it. But like to say it's worse than Eternals, I don't know how they're doing that. But I do get expectations because it kind of reminded me of expectations I had for Doctor Strange. I thought like that movie was really going to open up this next chapter. Yeah. And so Antman was starting like they were selling it like this is going to be the next chapter, which it kind of is. But the delivery was eh. Some of the characters, like Claire had a good point for a lot of it. Like a lot of the characters they introduce, Marvel's having a harder time with it. This is like the worst insult she could have said. Was like this felt very DC. It's like but like the way they'll introduce characters, but want you to care, but not give you enough reason to care. Or oversimplify characters. Sideline characters. So this movie kind of had it all, but I would say if you enjoy Marvel movies and especially want to know what's gonna like the future is probably gonna look like, I feel like this is one you're gonna want to watch. But aside from Paul Rudd, no one else in the movie really like captured me that was supposed to be part of the cast or the people we know. So yeah, it was very average. Like I enjoyed Thor more than this.
Wow.
The Love
and
and Thunder.
You were
and
like
I was very mixed on Thor.
I was gonna say you were like very average on
it. It was fun, but Thor, that was my struggle. It's like, where are we going? What are we doing? The stakes don't really feel there. This was kind of the opposite. I like the stakes. I like the villain. But then the rest of the meat and potatoes were all over the place. At least Thor was very consistent throughout the movie and
it knew what it was.
The tone and like I wish they'd done more with it, like Christian Bale's character and stuff. But yeah, I would say like if Love and Thunder's like an 80, then Ant-Man and Quantumania is like a 75.
Okay, so you wouldn't say a miss, but definitely just an average Marvel movie.
Yeah, if it didn't have Kang, it would be way lower for me.
Okay. Did we talk about the James Gunn DC universe at all? I don't remember if we did talk about that.
Did.
Are you guys stoked about that?
I'm hopeful. I mean
you guys saw the Flash trailer, right? Like it looks sick.
I saw the Flash trailer and I was like, I get why they didn't just completely like cancel this.
I saw the whole time I was watching the Flash trailer, I was like, I mean, yeah, this looks sick, but like, how does Ezra Miller have a job?
Yeah.
Well, and that's
pretty
what
much.
I was watching it and I was like, this is sick. And then it made me angry because I'm like, but like, this is the
Ezra
end
Miller
anyway, and like, what's going to come from it? Yeah, and like Ezra Miller, like what? So, I'll be honest. Yeah, I saw the trailer and I was like, okay,
I'm gonna see this.
This looks pretty good. Yeah, but it's so unfortunate knowing everything that's gone into this project and the actor and on top of that, knowing too where the universe is going, because when James Gunn's announced it, he's essentially like, we still have these things coming out, and don't worry, they're important. Even though they're all just getting sidelined, right? Like, of this new James Gunn universe, they're of no consequence.
Yeah, so I'll kind of go on what he announced. There's Creature Commandos. I'm not familiar with that.
Which if you watch his announcement video, he does a good job of like actually explaining. If you don't know the comics, these are what they are. Yeah. Because even I was like, who?
Yeah. Waller.
They are
Superman.
keeping her from
like
Peacekeeper and Justice League or Suicide Squad.
Superman Legacy. So that's the new Superman movie. I don't know if have they casted Superman yet, or is that still? Who would you guys pick? If you could choose Superman, I mean, you can't choose him.
But that's the thing is, I don't know who else.
That's like,
because usually they like Henry, for instance. I would have never said that,
right? Like,
I think so. I don't think it's gonna be like Brad Pitt, you know,
Nicolas Cage.
I think they're gonna go for more like up and coming talent. But also, we won't see that until like late 2025 or something.
So
maybe 2026. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who it's gonna be. Lanterns, which is gonna be pretty sweet. It's gonna be about like
That's cool.
Like Green Lantern and whatnot.
Well, I like the way,
and a lot of these are like movies and like TV series as well.
The Lanterns is a TV series, right?
Yeah, it says this Lanterns TV series has been scrapped, blah 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 blah, and then like in its place will take on a new place, space cops with power rings. Our vision for this is very much based on the vine of True Detective, is what he said.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool to me.
The Authority, which I'm not very familiar with, Paradise Lost, and he said that's going to be like a Game of Thrones style type of drama, which kind of made me interested in it. The Brave and the Bold. This is the introduction of the DCU Batman, apparently. The Batman sequel. So like, and that's another thing they explained is like
Matt Reeves' Batman is separate.
Yeah, like there's gonna be movies that are still like a separate universe type of thing to this one. Booster Gold, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and Swamp Thing, which would be kind of cool. So yeah, looking forward to all those, honestly.
The Booster Gold one, I think I've never heard of him, but it sounded interesting. I believe the thing was like he's somebody who time traveled from the future, but is extremely like super ordinary, nothing interesting about him, but he just has this future tech that he tries to use to make him seem like this really cool person. That's pretty interesting. But
hey, what about John Hamm as Superman?
I don't see it.
No.
Also too old at this point, I think.
You think you're too old?
He'd have to play an older Superman, but I just don't think I don't know. I think of like a little bit bigger. I don't know.
I don't know. I want like
stuff you could put on, but
like for a new Superman, I would want like a fairly, late 20s, early 30s Superman at this point.
Okay, what about
what Henry was when
I'm kind of going through a list here. What about Sebastian Stan, the guy who plays Bucky in like Captain America?
Also,
I'll never be able to see him as Bucky though.
That's an interesting thing. I don't know how they're going to go about casting Marvel actors in DC. I wonder if they just won't. I don't know.
What about Richard Madden, who was Rob Stark? Or Madden, I think it is. Or Madden, I don't know.
Also pretty old.
Pretty old?
He's like 50 or something.
The guy who played Rob Stark?
Yeah. I think he's 50s.
No way.
He was like 30 when Lord of the Rings came out or something.
He's 36.
Oh, no, I was thinking of Ned Stark. Yeah.
Rob Stark, his son.
Yeah. I got you. Isn't he the guy that was in Eternals too?
Yes.
I like him. The thing is, like John Hamm, for instance, you said that, and I saw Bruce Wayne. Like if he's more of like a suave.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know who I would cast. That's why I'm just gonna. It would have been Henry. It's not Henry, so whatever. We'll just give him benefit of the doubt.
Jordan.
Maybe. That'd be interesting.
But yeah, I just thought we should bring up the little DCU. Because as a kid, I was a DCU. Like I thought DC was cooler than Marvel. So I just kind of hope that it can kind of be. Now I don't hope it can be on the level as Marvel apparently, but I hope it can be like what Marvel was.
I think Marvel can come back. It's just we've talked about it. They put themselves in this like weird, impossible situation.
Well, what's the next Marvel movie now?
It's a good question.
I don't know. I do think this is like. I know people are upset about
Guardians.
DC changing so much, but like I feel like this is a great opportunity for DC because Marvel is currently like people have Marvel fatigue. People are tired of like the arcadey, the silly, the cheesy superhero movies that Marvel's mastered. And like I don't know, I feel like this is definitely a chance for DC to do some more, a little more grim dark, but not necessarily grim dark, a little more, serious stuff what DC's known for. So
I think the problem is I enjoyed the tone of like Man of Steel and that kind of stuff. Even somewhat Superman versus Batman, but they need to work on building up to the moment so it's gratifying. Because that's the problem DC did was they saw what Marvel was doing. Like, we're just gonna skip to the.
Yeah, they just went straight for the boss.
Here's the biggest super villain we
Justice
have,
League.
Doomsday. Like,
here's the biggest superhero, and we're gonna use some of the biggest plot lines right at the start.
And so, like, that was the thing too. It's like we hadn't even seen Ben Affleck before. He's like, oh, now he's Batman. Oh, now he's fighting Superman. Oh, now he's Doomsday. Oh, now he's all. It's like, huh? Now Wonder Woman, huh?
Trailer.
Yeah. So that's, and I think that's what they're going to work on. Actually, like building the universe now. It's like some semblance and giving time and writing the characters, because otherwise it just felt like, which it was fun, but it was like Superman versus Batman was like Fast and Furious Superhero Edition, where it's just like,
very true.
I don't know. Here's some action. Your mom's Martha. That's crazy. That's never gonna get over that. But yeah, so I'm excited.
I forgot about that until you said that.
I like a lot of the DC characters, so I'm always. It's not like I'm rooting against them either. Like,
who
I
is
would
your guys'
like
favorite superhero? Like
Batman.
Oh, okay.
Batman, baby.
Okay, I always like the Green Lantern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds' performance, right? That's what.
No. This was like the Cartoon Network Justice League, please.
Do we have any other topics?
I don't know. I mean, we have questions if we want to do that, but I mean, I know you have some topics. Oh, I finished building my keyboard. It's it's officially done.
So,
what are your thoughts? Yeah, I can turn off the lights so you guys can.
I don't want to think about how expensive that was, and for it to just do the same thing as every other keyboard.
So explain to me what you like soldered and whatever.
Okay, so so none of this is like soldered. So like this is all a PCB swap. So what that means is like the switches aren't soldered to the board. The board is able to switch switches in and out. Like you can just take the switch out and like plug it in. So, and those boards cost a little bit more. So this is a oh god, it's so heavy. It's a Think. Oh, the little thing fell out. Little anchor. It's called a Think 6.5 or something because it's a 65% keyboard. With Gatron Inks V2 in it with 60 gram springs or something like 60 G springs, I guess. I don't know.
No expenses spared.
And then I got the bread keycap set because I don't know. I thought it looked kind of cool.
The color.
Yeah, I thought it looked cool. Like I'm kind of over the whole RGB thing, you know. Keep it simple, keep it classy, you know. And there wasn't many like brown colorways. This was one of the few ones. So it's supposed to like mimic bread. That's why it's called like bread. So yeah, I think it turned out really well. And the sound, I don't know if like, I mean, here I can do this on Discord and you'll be able to kind of hear some of it. So here's the space bar. Great little sound here. You like that?
Oh yeah. Well, see, like I'm glad that'll work for you. Like the reason I wouldn't get it, for instance, is I know once I build it, I wouldn't change things. Like I would never switch the.
I probably am not. Like this is probably like the end game thing for me right now. I mean, because like again, I was gifted the set. Like, so Blue, you said how expensive it was. I honestly just bought the keycaps. The dude, like, because like I was kind of new to the hobby, so I was asking him a ton of questions, and he was like, "What do you think?" Like, he was trying to help me like find a board, and he's like, "What do you think about like the sound of this board?" And I was like, "That's like exactly the sound I'm going for." And he's basically like, "Well, I have an extra one of these boards. I'll just give it to you." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, and while I'm at it, I'll just build the PCB swap and I'll like teach you all about it." So like for the past like 2 weeks, we've been going back and forth, and he's been like showing me the process of him building it and all that kind of stuff, and like what like palm plates mean and all that kind of stuff, and the sounds. So it was really cool. So like the board was the plate was gifted, and the keycaps I think were like 120. So all in all, I spent like what a normal keyboard would probably cost. But like this board itself with everything in it, with the switches and the palm plate and all that, because I think like the plate itself was a group buy from a couple years ago for like $300. So I'd say this whole thing's probably like 450, 500 maybe all together. But like you can get it, you can like have someone like build it for you, and it'll be a little bit more expensive, or you can just like learn how to do it. So I think it turned out really well. I'm really happy with it.
I'm happy you're happy.
Yeah, thank you.
Same, big guy.
That's what matters.
Is there any else thing we wanted to touch on before I brought in some questions?
I don't think so.
All right. We have a question here from Fredmere. Says, "Hello everyone. Catching up on the last podcast. I've been lacking,
Hi.
and I saw Rob that I haven't had any real good Indian food. How do you guys fare on your spice tolerance level? I know this hasn't been addressed, but just in case."
I don't want to talk about it.
I'm,
The sore
I'm
subject
really
in this
good at
household.
it. I'm really good at it only because I grew up with really spicy food. So
I think I can handle it decently well. I mean, some of I like sometimes my day will be ruined, but like while I'm like I'll still eat it. Like if it's really hot and spicy, like. But I mean, I'm shitting my pants later. Like,
If I had it my way, I would order every dish spicy. But because marriage is about compromising, we get everything mild.
oh.
So
So you
the
don't get to
difference is,
you don't get to build the spice tolerance like you want to.
well, I mean, I'll eat. I down that. There's only one time, because there was like a different tier of spice. It was
yeah.
Claire's birthday like 6 years ago or something. We're at her parents. They ordered Indian. She wanted Indian, and like
how does Indian work? You have to share the same sauce, and that's why you get mild or something. Like,
well, because you get like, it's like dishes. So like you get like chicken tikka masala, and it comes in a big thing, and then there's rice. So you dish your own rice, and then dish your own part of whatever the
Correct.
dish you want is.
Yeah.
So that's why you don't order like 2 tikka masalas unless
see.
you want a lot of tikka masala.
Yeah.
So they did that, but the restaurant or something made an error, or I think somebody ordering it did without realizing, and got like their hottest possible thing.
Did
Which
people
was
know
like
that?
no.
Okay.
And like it was apparently thing like not even like spicy. It's not like, oh, mild, medium, spicy. It was some other thing where they like add their own special thing, and it. When I tell you I was floating, like
I'm the highest in
we're
the
like,
room.
oh,
Yeah.
Claire made
Hope
it
I
like
make it
2
out of here.
bites. Some of the other people like nothing. I was trying. I got through like 1 dish. I was literally sweating, like vibrating. And even I was like,
ruined by some Indian food.
I was like, Jesus Christ, this is spicy. And then that's the thing is I've ordered from a couple different Indian places, and they do vary. So like typically what I like to do if I try a new Indian place is go medium, whatever their medium level is. And it's either like, yeah, and it's either like, ooh, that was nice. Next time I'll go spicy. Or it's like, oh, that's like this place is spicy.
That's right.
Yeah. So there's a place we always get that I know I like the spicy, but she doesn't. And so the difference is mild, I might not like as much, and it might not have the spice that I enjoy, but I can still eat it. When we get spicy, Claire just can't eat it. So,
yeah. Well, Sydney's like that. Sydney, no spice, like no spiciness at all. Like not even mild. Like she doesn't want any of that. So like that's why like if we did Indian food like that, like I don't even know if Sydney would like Indian food because even mild is probably too spicy for her.
Well, no, well, that's the thing is like mild is spicy, but with just regular spices they use. It's not like ooh, that's hot. Like it's flavorful and it's just yummy.
Okay.
It's just I like to add some hotness and
hot.
Because it like the thing too is their spice when it gets spicier, it does add flavor. It's just also hot, and so sometimes.
Maybe I'll try Indian food this week.
You should.
Milo says, how much of Fruit's house percentage wise is now closet space for costumes?
Whole thing.
I've wanted to ask that too. So.
How many costumes do you have? If I need to go, if I forget to buy a Halloween costume, I'll just go to your house. Hey, what do you got? Like, oh, I'm a construction man. Thanks, dude.
Probably like 20.
That's a good amount.
Yeah.
You got every like occupation in there.
Just about. And yeah, it's just in the little closet I have here. It's in there with my PCs. It's like my PCs and equipment, and there's a coat rack. It really doesn't take up that much room.
When someone comes in, you're like, yeah, I'm an astronaut. I'm a carpenter.
Other people call me Johnny Sins. You know what I'm saying? I'm a jack of all trades. I do it all. But yeah, no, a good bit.
Hal says, hey Rob, I was wondering if you still play CS:GO or are you on that league grind right now? Also, have you been watching Team Liquid on CS:GO? What's your opinion on how they are currently doing? All right, this is gonna sound blasphemy. I did not watch Katowice at all last week, which is like one of the big CS:GO tournaments. Did not watch a single game. Didn't even watch.
I watched some.
I didn't even watch any of that. I haven't played CS. I think since I think we played 2 weeks ago because Sydney wanted to watch me play it with my friends.
And then after game, she's like, I don't want to watch anymore.
Yeah, she saw me go like 5-16. And was like, but I have been watching every LCS highlight. All my like esport like stuff has just like shifted from CS and now it's all league. Like I've just been watching all the LCS highlights and stuff. Like when FlyQuest was playing Team Liquid, I was streaming during that, but I had it on my side monitor watching it. I'm not a FlyQuest fan, but I like Prince. He seems very nice. I like the interviews he does. He seems very wholesome.
Yeah, after the thing with Double Lift, I became a Prince stan.
My favorite thing with Prince is they were like, it was like who still plays in the LCS, and basically what the guy did was he had like 4 teams that the person had played on, and they were asking all the pros in the scene, and it was like Prince's like thing, and the first thing they go is this player played for Danwon Gaming, and everybody goes, wait, Danwon Gaming, like the real Danwon? There's someone in the LCS that played for them? Like what? And they all find out it's Prince. Is like, oh my god, we're in trouble. Like this. But I'm an EG stan. We stan EG. We had a close call yesterday. Yeah. Oh yeah. We stan the kid. I feel like if I was a pro at 19, I would act the exact same way how he acts. So I have a little bit of love towards him.
See, I feel like I would be like Faker or something.
Just
always
totally,
always polite and like.
Yeah.
If the game goes well,
you see me mid lane, I ain't gonna be polite with you.
Maybe more like Bjergsen, because like. He won't talk, but he knows he's good. And if people talk trash to him, he'll make a little clap back maybe. But he's just like, look, I'll let the results speak for themselves usually. But then you have like Double Lift, who's always the chaotic, evil, like
who's like pokes like
which
everybody.
Makes the league more fun.
I like it.
More personality and stuff. Yeah.
I'm not a 100 Thieves fan because they're our age, and I mean, but like I respect that they're our age and they're trying to like because they're trying to like keep up, but like just let it go, bro. All right, get on the analyst desk. Let's let it go. Get into coaching. Let JoJo Pune, let Prince, let those guys, let them take the flame of NA. Because we're never gonna win. We haven't won with them in the past 8 years. Why send them to Worlds again?
We're not gonna win with anyone. What is it? I think
FlyQuest. Except I don't think there's any NA player on FlyQuest.
I was gonna say I think Team Liquid is literally 5 Koreans.
Yeah, I think FlyQuest is
like we don't even care about NA talent anymore. Like we've accepted we suck, right? And I stopped sipping the Kool-Aid years ago. Like we're never gonna perform at Worlds. So I just enjoy this. And then
so this is like your Worlds, like
and then I watch highlights. But then I watch highlights every week of the LCK, and then I'm like, this is real League. And then the funny thing is, watching LCK is essentially like watching Worlds, because they're the same teams we're going to see at Worlds and the same fights anyway. I'm like, sweet.
So I will explain to you guys, for those that don't follow the LCS, the best team in LCS, which is the North American League, I guess. Impact, he's from South Korea. Spisa, he's from China. Oh, what is it? Spica, China. Vikla, South Korean. Prince, South Korean. And Winsome, South Korean. So,
the funny thing is, I don't remember if they took the import rule out, but for the longest time we had an import rule where every team can only have 2 imports. So anyone not in North America. But there was like a grandfather rule that if they've been in the league for 2 years, they now count as like local talent. It doesn't count as an import slot. So like Bjergsen, for instance, after 2 years, whatever, because he came from Europe, counted as NA. So now they don't have to use an import slot on him. So a lot of people like Impact had been there so long that we started with 2 Koreans on a team.
And
after
now
2 years,
NA.
now some teams have like 3, 4, and now we're at the point where it's like most of the teams there's literally no American. Like, we suck. It is.
I will say, FlyQuest is no longer undefeated. They did lose. I forgot about that.
Unlucky. Had to happen.
To your old boys, I think. I think they lost to
TSM.
Yeah, I think they lost to TSM. Yeah, they did beat FlyQuest yesterday.
Good for them.
So yeah, that is literally like my CS fandom is dead, or it's like, what's the handshake meme where it's like I no longer like stand CS:GO.
Yeah, there's a guy in the corner like CS:GO and I are no longer friends. League of Legends is now my best.
Yeah,
friend.
it's my new friend. Yeah. That is my situation. Sorry. Space.com.
Let's go to spring finals.
Where's that at?
I don't know. Somewhere
I'll be
in
down though. I'm cool.
I haven't gone in a while.
I'm cool, and I'm bronze. I'm bronze 4.
But see, now you can go 2, and at least like now you're watching.
Hey, when I watch it, I can kind of understand like the team fights, and I can kind of like stick around for a little bit. And they don't miss any CS. Like what's crazy too is like when a wave is coming up to the tower, they'll like prep the minions, like getting ready. So when they tower hit, they'll be like, it's crazy. Like all the little stuff you notice once you actually like play League. It's insane.
Like, the EG versus 100 Thieves 2 days ago, the Silas kept roaming bot. It was getting kills. I think it was like 3-0 and 2 or something. And of the minion waves, every minion wave that had spawned since the beginning of the game missed like 4 creeps.
It's like how does he time that? Running down, ganking, running back up, and then the minion is just getting there perfectly.
Well, that was the problem too. Is like that's the thing too. Is like if you see someone roaming, that's how you have to decide because you have to punish. Because if you do nothing, they get a roam, maybe get a kill or an assist, come back unpunished. So that's where you have to figure it out. Like, do I shove? Yeah, do I shove the wave? Let it crash. They lose that. Do I counter roam instead? So like they're going top, maybe I'll have time to go bottom, or do I come behind them? So there's all that little stuff, but yeah, that's the problem. And he got away with it because they couldn't figure out what to do. Was just free real estate.
Jojo the Silas?
Yeah.
We stand the young king. They were playing. I forget who they were playing. I think it was like Cloud9 or something. But they were like, they somehow like came back. It was really sick. Well, they had it and then they lost it and then they came back.
But like macro games in the League are completely different to what you're gonna find when you normally play.
Oh,
the way they play and the way they rotate and the way that what they're playing for.
Well, I was watching it and I was like, man, like I was watching it in bed. I was like, I want to go queue game of League now. And then I was like, this will be nowhere near what your game is going to look like. All right, like
you'll have someone rage quitting at 3.5 minutes.
Yeah,
your top lane's already 0-6. Yeah. The enemy team is like living in your jungle, like,
and they're asking, "What's my jungler doing?"
Yeah, and then someone's like, "Report our jungler," and I'm the only one that's done anything. It's like, all right.
Space.com says, Blue, what's your personal WHM tier list? I used to be a WHM one trick, but I made it to Shadowbringers and started using SGE and love this class. It's like my WHM and AST mix, but how is it in high content? Bonus question, Omega got cleared. Do you plan on running it? What the fuck did I just read?
I understood all that first part.
I kept thinking Klingon.
So Omega got cleared. I think a lot of people are overrating how hard Omega was. And I think as like people get like as time goes on, people will realize Omega is really not that bad. The first couple of phases are really tough, but like when you get into the puzzle section, like puzzle sections are always the easiest part past Prague Point. So it was very nice having an ultimate the same level of DSR. A little sad that we're not going to get another ultimate for like 2 years. But
Same.
as far as White Mage tier list, I'm guessing you want me to like compare it to other healers. I think every healer is really good in high-end content. White Mage has like really high just like solo burst heals. So like White Mage and Scholar are the two jobs that alone could heal a whole team solo really easy. But then you get to like Astro and Sage, which are a little more, you have to like be a little plan ahead. You can't like panic heal. So I think White Mage is always going to be a great just beginner healer because you can just heal everything so quick. It's just, it's there, it's effective. Ass size is broken, just that good healer where something goes wrong, you could fix it. That and Scholar. White Mage, Scholar, the two fix shit quick healers. So
Do you
always like White Mage.
Do you plan on doing Omega?
I'll do it eventually. After, so like I don't know. The first raid tier did week 1. DSR did it in like a month and a half, and then Bissos, we would have gotten the week 1, but then we literally got disbanded because one of our group members was an incel, and we had to disband. And like after all that, like I was just burnt out. And plus, I'm visiting my significant other, so like I don't want to be like raiding while I'm visiting. And that was my problem with DSR because like when I went to go visit last time, like I was progging DSR, so like I would have to like, sorry babe, gotta go raid for 4 hours.
I got a prog.
I got a fucking prog, and I didn't want to do that, so I'll do Omega.
She's like
eventually. Pog. I'll do Omega eventually.
Crow says, long-time listener, first-time caller. First, wanted to mention how much the podcast has meant to me over the past few years. It's gotten me through times I didn't think I'd be able to make it through. I can't thank you all enough. Now on to my question, specifically for Fruit. A few podcasts ago, you mentioned getting into Warhammer 40K and that lore. So I was wondering if you have any particular faction or group that you like so far. I'm personally partial to Grey Knights, Raven Guard, and Necrons, and the Demons of Tzench, T-Z-E-E-N-T-C-H. I'm speaking Klingon today.
I still don't know enough of any particular things to like figure out what I like the most. Necrons do seem cool though, but it's probably normie. But right now, interested in I think they're called the Blood Angels. That group of Space Marines. But it also reminds me, I remember seeing recently an interview. It's like a podcast. Henry was in talking about his thoughts or like stories, something about certain factions in Warhammer. And even knowing some stuff still felt like foreign, but then that's why I say, what cinematic universe am I most excited for right now? Warhammer, baby. Lead us to the promised land, Henry.
I don't know if I told you this, but I went to a birthday party in Denver, and like 4 of the guys there were super into Warhammer. And as a hobby, his name is Graham. He paints the figures, and like we'll like commission him like painting figures and stuff. So if you ever are looking for somebody, I know someone in Denver that paints figures, and they host like Warhammer nights, and
That's
they
fun.
invited us. Yeah. So if we ever want to go to Warhammer nights in Denver, we are currently invited to Graham's Warhammer nights.
Oh, In the meantime,
He's like, your buddy's into Warhammer? And I was like, yeah.
I need Henry to read me some audiobooks. That'd be great.
Entropy.
I need Henry to tuck me to sleep at night. Go on.
I need him to build me a new PC. Y'all listen to Skrillex's new album? First solo album in 9 years. I ain't listening to that bullshit.
It could be. I couldn't tell you the last time I listened to Skrillex. That's a name I haven't heard in.
Cinema, and that's it.
You are a
Thank you.
cinema.
Yeah.
I can watch you
Banger.
forever.
Do 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 do. Get up, get down, squeeze that down. And then, like, as soon as the bass drops, I'm like, and skip. Yeah.
I wish I understood this.
You never
I
heard
just I was never in the dubstep train, so I'm lost.
Absolutely fruity. Biology question today. What is the layer on the outside of the bone that gives it strength?
Oh, that's easy. The boner filter.
Okay. Boner filter
Because it's
from
hard.
From Blue.
The
erection protection.
exoskeleton.
Wrong. Cortical layer. Cortical layer.
Yeah,
That was my
that's what I
second
said.
guess. I should have
The erection protection. I literally said that.
Mark
Blue's right.
Rosé says, would you guys consider doing a Dream Team Call of Duty DMZ video? Max per group is 3, and since Mr. Fruit already played Tarkov, he's already on the curve. Is that like Call of Duty?
It's like Tarkov, yeah.
For Call of Duty?
But very light. Like
So
nothing
something
like
that I
Tarkov.
could digest, maybe.
Shoot, yeah. Compared to
Even
there's
like
nothing
the
to really
Tarkov
even know.
lights.
There's a rule. If Christian said, hey, you guys want to record Call of Duty DMZ? Yeah, sure. So if
Yeah,
Christian wanted to
same.
do it,
Like,
yeah, sure.
I would do it, but like
I've never played it, though.
even like the Tarkov lights, I just can't get into. I loved the cycle, and now that it's a Tarkov light, I just can't do it. Like I tried so hard, got so far,
But in the end,
it didn't even matter because I just can't get into Tarkov light. Like even lights, I know when if I played Tarkov, I'd be like, you know what, we're done here. Just not gonna let it go. You know what, this is past my pay grade.
We've got 2 more questions here. Lumberlord says, been watching you guys forever, and I finally joined the Patreon. Well, thank you. My wife wanted me to ask Fruit if you'd ever do a Nuzlocke with Claire. Parentheses. Also, I know you're reading this isn't your thing, Rob, but your ad reads have been noticeably improving over time. Also, it's called Hot Swap, not PCB Swap. Love you. See how much of a noob I am in this keyboard thing? I don't even know what it's called.
But you're learning.
yeah.
Yeah, it's Hot Swap. I mean, Claire brought it up to you, no?
Oh. She wants to do it with me, but I don't think it would be content.
Yeah.
She's just not really into
No,
the pure non stuff.
And then like you have to like talk about your thought process and all that kind of stuff, and she's more so like, all right, I killed it. Right, good job.
Yeah. I mean, she's just there's a reason she doesn't do content creation because she doesn't want to. So
yeah. Crystal says, how many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
How many who?
How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
I don't know if they could. Without
there's a number.
Without being like ridiculous where it's like there's thousands, so they're just stocked like piled upon each other, in which case they
I think like
slowly
500.
overheat
I think
the
like,
elephant or
But like elephants are afraid of mice. Okay, so let's like.
But then they run and then they're stomping.
That doesn't mean the mouse can kill them.
Yeah.
But like, what if it trips and it stumbles, and then? But like now the chickens peck its eyes out. I'm thinking like 100.
I don't even know a number. I'll be honest.
Like if the chickens are like hunting
something
down that
absurd.
elephant, I'd say like 100.
I'm also in the something absurd boat. I don't know if
what's absurd, like 1,000?
Yeah, like
or more. Yeah. Like
at that point, it's just like you just have a cloud of chickens. Of course, they're gonna win.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what you just have to get to that point. That's what I'm thinking.
To where however many chickens it takes to cover up the sole surface area of the elephant.
That's what I'm thinking. They'll pull like a Japanese honeybee or whatever, where they just pile upon the hornets and warm them up until they essentially like die.
Overheat.
Yeah, that's what I think the chickens would have to do.
See, I would think the chickens would morph into a giant chicken robot and
I forgot that's the break
Megazord.
point for the trait, the chicken trait at 100.
Yeah,
they turn to chicken mecha.
Mm-hmm, exactly. So it's 0 out of 99. Just got to find that last chicken in the shop.
Yeah.
A
Refresh.
robot chicken, if you will. Yes, Mike. But that is indeed the last question of the podcast. That'll do it for episode 170 of the podcast. We'll be back for 171. We call that a palindrome
Nice.
from where I'm from.
We're all from.
If you guys want to support the podcast, check out the Patreon link. Thank you guys for listening to this episode, whether you guys are watching on YouTube or the audio on your favorite place to listen. Catch us next week. Peace out.
Doses.